Hey, beloved viewers. This is explosive news I need to share with you right now about Haadiya Zen and Sheikh Hamdan's relationship finally reaching its breaking point. The Dubai royal scene just got shaken up with Haadiya making the ultimate decision to leave not just Sheikh Hamdan, but Dubai altogether. According to close sources, the relationship had been on shaky ground for months, but what really pushed things over the edge was Sheikh Hamdan's recent family vacation to the luxurious ski resort of Portugal. But here's the tea. He wasn't just there with the kids, Sheikha and Rashid. His reported girlfriend, Shammar al-Falasi, was also part of the trip, which apparently was the last straw for Haadiya. What's really got everyone talking is how Haadiya handled her exit. She literally packed up and moved to London without even a heads up to Sheikh Hamdan. Imagine his surprise when he tried to arrange the usual visitation schedule for the kids, only to discover she'd already left the country. Sources say he was completely blindsided by this move. What makes this situation even more intense is how it all connects to Shammar al-Falasi's increasing presence in Sheikh Hamdan's life. The Portugal trip wasn't just any vacation. It was basically a family holiday with Shammar stepping into a role that used to be Haadiya's. Picture this. Sheikh Hamdan, the kids, and Shammar all enjoying the snow while Haadiya was back in Dubai, probably already planning her exit. From what I've gathered from reliable sources, the tension between Haadiya and Sheikh Hamdan had been building for quite some time. But seeing photos of Shammar with her children in Portugal, that really hit different. For any mother, seeing someone else in those precious family moments, that's got to hurt. Now Haadiya's in London, completely starting fresh. This isn't just a temporary move either. We're talking about a complete life overhaul. She's apparently already setting up a new home there, far from the glittering world of Dubai's royal scene. The question everyone's asking now is what this means for the kids, Sheikha and Rashid. How will they navigate this new dynamic? It's worth noting that this move really shows how serious the situation had become. For someone in Haadiya's position to leave Dubai so abruptly, without any formal announcements or arrangements, tells us just how deeply affected she must have been by recent events. This isn't just another celebrity breakup. This is a major shift in one of Dubai's most watched relationships. The timing of all this is pretty interesting too, coming right after that Portugal trip. While Sheikh Hamdan was posting those picturesque snow-filled family moments on social media, behind the scenes, his relationship with Haadiya was completely falling apart. Talk about a contrast between public image and private reality. Let's dive deeper into how this shocking situation has been unfolding behind palace walls. What's particularly intriguing is how the staff and close circle around Sheikh Hamdan have been handling this dramatic exit. Inside sources reveal that there was complete chaos when they realized Haadiya had left without any formal protocol being followed, something almost unheard of in royal circles. The relationship between Haadiya and Shammar al-Falasi has its own complex history. Before this Portugal trip, there were apparently several uncomfortable encounters at various Dubai social events. Witnesses describe a palpable tension whenever both women were present at the same functions. However, both maintained their composure in public, adhering to the strict social etiquette expected in their circles. Sources close to Haadiya reveal that she had been confiding in a small group of trusted friends about her struggles for months. The breaking point wasn't just about Shammar's presence, it was about feeling increasingly sidelined in her own family unit. Seeing social media posts of her children bonding with Shammar in Portugal was apparently just the final push she needed to make this drastic decision. What's even more fascinating is how this situation has affected Sheikh Hamdan's public persona. Known for his carefully curated social media presence and public image, this personal crisis has created ripples in how he's managing his public appearances. Recent events have seen him maintaining an even more private stance than usual, with fewer public appearances with the children. The London move itself speaks volumes about Haadiya's state of mind. Choosing London wasn't random. It's a city where many Middle Eastern elites have established second homes, offering both privacy and a familiar cultural environment. She's reportedly already enrolled in some exclusive social circles there, suggesting this was a well-thought-out plan rather than an impulsive decision. The impact on the children, Sheikha and Rashid, is perhaps the most sensitive aspect of this situation. They've gone from having both parents in Dubai to a complex international arrangement. Sources say that Sheikh Hamdan's team is working overtime to establish a new visitation schedule that works across time zones and international borders. What's particularly noteworthy is how this situation has exposed the delicate balance between traditional royal protocol and modern relationship dynamics. Haadiya's decision to leave without formal announcement breaks with traditional expectations of royal separations, which are usually carefully orchestrated and publicly managed. Looking at the bigger picture, this situation reflects a changing tide in how royal relationships are handled in the modern era. Unlike previous generations where such matters were kept strictly private, social media and public interest have made these personal dramas increasingly visible. The courtship photos that triggered Haadiya's departure were, after all, shared on public platforms. The reaction within Dubai's social circles has been mixed, with some supporting Haadiya's bold move for independence while others criticize her for breaking with tradition. What's clear is that this situation has created a precedent that many are watching closely, potentially influencing how future royal relationship dynamics might be handled. There's also speculation about how this might affect Sheikh Hamdan's relationship with Shammar al-Falasi moving forward. Will she take on a more public role now? How will she navigate her relationship with the children given this sensitive situation? These questions remain unanswered, but are crucial for understanding how this complex family dynamic will evolve. Another fascinating layer to this story involves the reaction from Dubai's royal household staff. Many who've worked closely with Haadiya for years were completely caught off guard by her departure. I'm hearing that even her personal assistant only received a brief message after she had already landed in London. This level of secrecy shows just how determined she was to make a clean break. What's particularly interesting is how this affects the broader royal family dynamics. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, Hamdan's father, is reportedly taking a very diplomatic stance in this situation. Sources say he's been instrumental in trying to keep this transition as smooth as possible, especially considering the children's well-being. The timing of Haadiya's exit coincides with some major changes in Dubai's social calendar. She was notably absent from several high-profile events where she would typically have been expected to appear. Looking back, these absences were probably early signs of her planning this departure. Her social media activity had also become increasingly sparse in the weeks leading up to her leaving, another subtle indicator that something was brewing. There's also the interesting angle of Shammar al-Falasi's growing influence. She's been increasingly present at private family gatherings, and sources say she's taken a keen interest in the children's activities. This gradual integration into family life apparently happened over several months, though it became more obvious during and after the courtship trip. The London lifestyle Haadiya is building for herself is worth noting too. She's reportedly settled in one of London's most exclusive neighborhoods, where many other Middle Eastern elites reside. She's been spotted at several high-end establishments, suggesting she's maintaining the lifestyle she was accustomed to in Dubai, just in a different setting. The children's education arrangements are another complex aspect of this situation. While they're primarily based in Dubai with their father, there's talk of potential international schooling options being explored to accommodate this new family dynamic. This suggests that despite the abrupt departure, long-term planning for the children's future is still very much a priority for both parents. From what insiders are saying, Haadiya's decision wasn't just about Shammar's presence. It was about reclaiming her independence and creating a life outside the constraints of royal protocols. Her move to London represents not just a physical separation but a symbolic break from the traditional expectations placed on women in her position. This situation continues to evolve, with new details emerging almost daily. The way both parties handle this separation, especially concerning their public image and the children's welfare, will likely set precedents for similar situations in the future. Only time will tell how this new chapter will unfold for all involved parties.